Welcome to another episode of About Time with Michael. Guys, I have a sick episode for you today. I'm so pumped. I have probably one of the coolest 14060 Submariners that you've ever going to see, pretty much, apart from a military issue or something like that. But I've got something very special here. We're going to do an unboxing, and then I'm going to give you some history about this watch here. So let's dive into it. So this is the old boxes that Rolex used to present their watches in. This one here is from 1991 and has a really cool story. These are the old booklets. This is for the Submariner, and then inside they've got a lot of cool pictures and things like that, which you can see. I can show you all that later on underneath, but they used to, sort of give you a description about the watch, what you're buying, the chronometer certification of the watch and all of that, which is really nice. Unfortunately, they don't really do anything anymore like that, but these were from the cool days when they used to do stuff and offer things like this. And then they used to give you an oyster bracelet booklet like that with photos of the movement, how to work your crown, the bracelet variations that certain watches came with. And this has got the president and the oyster band in it. And then they used to give you all your landmarks and things like that with dates, which was really cool. They don't do that anymore. I wish they did. And then sort of the current country of origin of where the watch was sort of released. And they give you a little description about the oyster case. Look, they do put some of this stuff in one of the booklets at the back, but not as nice as what that was from the 90s. This one has papers, so not a warranty card. This is an E-series from 1991. And this was what they called punched papers. So that was really nice. I love that. I love it when a watch comes in with punch and papers. It's a very special feeling. All the little booklets, all leather work, I think were presented really lovely with the crown at the bottom. So they're really nice. The boxes have a sort of a very nostalgic feel with this sort of, pattern on the box and things like that. And then they came in these beautiful little leather boxes. It's a lot easier for storing. These are the real special ones, and even the ones previous to that. But I'm going to open this up and give you a look inside. So that's the old box there, all done with a beautiful wood finish in like a traditional Rolex green leather, of course. And then they give you this little flaps here, open up with a little cushion on top. And that's how they used to sit the watch in there, like that. Now, I did say this was a very special watch. So we have a 14060 two-line Submariner. So not only is this a new old stock 14060 Submariner in new old stock condition, so it is perfect, it was also given to a famous swimmer called Susan Moroney. Now, for those of you who don't know who Susan Moroney is, she is a phenomenal long-distance swimmer. So this watch was awarded to her in 1990. It was the first 14060 that I think pretty much Rolex had released. So it was a new model at the time when they gifted it to her. And I'll show you on the back in a minute. But at age 15, she became the youngest and fastest Australian to swim the English Channel, breaking the seed record for swimming the English Channel. Rolex presented her with this first edition 14060 Submariner at their English headquarters in Kent to honour her their incredible achievement. So, I mean, guys, and Rolex don't really talk about this sort of stuff because, they do keep it a little bit confidential, but that's pretty special for her to earn that watch that way. I will show you the back. The engraving is brand new, and which makes this watch even better. I reckon it's still got the original Rolex sticker over the top of the engraving. So check this out. England to France, 31st of the 7th, 1990. 1990?
Yep.
Yeah, and then it says 8 hours and 29 minutes. So that there was engraved for her by Rolex. Now we're going to get to the dial because it's starting to patina really lovely. It is so thick, the case. And there we go. So now we're starting to see some patinaing. So it's slightly yellowing the hands in the dial there. And then look how thick that is. That there is what a 14060 would look like when it left a Rolex authorized dealer. That's the original. So you see that right there? That's the original Rolex finish on the case lug, the original beveled edge. Look how perfect it is there. That's exactly how it should look. Leaving a factory. All these people saying that, you know, I've got a new old stock one. This is a new old stock 14060. First of the series, yeah. So this is a 1991. This is an E series, so it's 1991. This model was released 1990, carrying on from the 5513, guys. So the 5513 and 5512, they went for 27 years, and then it went into a 14060. So Susie was awarded the Australian medal for her service as well in 1993. So she's a phenomenal swimmer. Also in 1998, she swam a record of 197 kilometers from Mexico to Cuba. She covered the longest distance ever swum without flippers in an open area in the open sea. She completed the journey in 38 hours and 33 minutes. So this is the right watch to give a person of that caliber. Like, she's phenomenal. She's also a member of the Swimming International Hall of Fame. And one of the coolest things which my kids would love me to tell you about, she was also a contestant on Survivor in 2019. And she did really well. Unfortunately, she didn't win it, but this was given to her. That's the original finish on the bracelet as well. So, investment pieces. I always talk about investment pieces, and people give us sort of some shit here on the DMs and stuff, saying, oh, you know, watches aren't an investment. Yes, they are. A lot of watches are an investment if you know what you're doing. Those people who don't know what they're doing don't buy watches, but I've invested in watches. A lot of people out there have invested in watches over the last 20 years, and they've gone up. Now, I'm not saying comparing them to house prices or anything like that, because they go up more. I get that, right? But if you buy correctly, in 10 years from now, your watch will be worth more. You're not buying something that's going to drop. It is a currency, or like gold. And I think if you buy something that you love and you do some research, and there's particular brands out there like Rolex, Patek and AP, if you buy them at the right price, well, you're going to do okay. And something like a Submariner, extremely classic 14060, you can't really go too wrong. But then buying one who was gifted by Rolex to a famous swimmer, you can't lose. If you're buying that at the right price, you can't really go wrong. So that watch looks unbelievable. Oh, I love it. The classic 40mm size. Yeah, it's sick. It's an awesome piece. No stretch whatsoever in the bracelet, being your old stock. Unfortunately, something like this, the way it is going to retain its value is that it can never be worn. And that's the shit part, unfortunately. It's not a piece that you're going to be able to throw on and enjoy every day, because anyone who's going to invest good money into this watch wants to have it unworn, wants to have it new old stock. So you have to buy it for that reason. And for that reason, it has sat in someone's safe for that time period. But, you know, you've got other watches to wear. This is something special you can leave in the safe and pull out every now and then and enjoy and show people. And that's what we've done today. And yeah, I think this is a solid investment and a beautiful watch. So congratulations to Susie Moroney. She's done extremely well in her life and her career. And Rolex obviously recognised that and offered this to her for her achievement. So well done. So that's what I wanted to show you on this episode. I was really proud to have that on the show. I've never seen it before. We've heard about it. There's two in existence. There's this one here and another one that she was given later on. The other one was for her being the fastest swimmer to swing from England to France and then back to England. She did it in a record time of 17 hours and 14 minutes. And would you believe it? That time still stands. So well done, Susan Moroney. These are well-deserved watches. We had the opportunity to purchase that one a while back, but we missed out on it, unfortunately. So there is somebody out there. If you watch this episode, reach out to us or DM us, so maybe we can do an episode on the other model, the other one to this collection. But that's how this how they released this model. This is how it was gifted to her, and I'll leave that episode with a huge congratulations and achievement for Susie Marini. But yeah, that was her Submariner. Don't forget to like and subscribe.